Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See detail.
Kroger Delivery has one mission: to deliver the freshest food right to your door. That's why our drivers are pros. Our trucks are refrigerated. And when it comes to low prices, we always deliver. With $20 off your first order of $75 or more, there's no better time to get in on the action. Mission accomplished. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Visit MetaFastMN.com. Get 8 weeks free. 8 weeks free based on the purchase of a full-service program. MetaFast, proud sponsor of the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure on Sunday, May 13th. Come and join us. Check it all out. 1-855-RESULTS or MetaFastMN.com.
I got a question for you.
You've come to the right place, baby.
Of all your years in sports,
Make him sound old.
1968, Twin Cities. 1966, Duluth.
have you ever heard of a player licking another player?
No. Well, the one I remember more than any is Nebraska in a Sugar Bowl. Man, we're talking 40 years ago. And they had a running back named Tony Davis who basically French kissed another guy on the sidelines during his I think it was a Sugar Bowl game, and that was a big deal. Mm-hmm. It was, he gave a big kiss after a big
He went
play.
alfalfa, huh?
Yeah, he did. He gave a big kiss after a play, and that was, I think it was Tony Davis. I can't remember who he smooched, but that was a big deal. But that was more acceptable. That was with a teammate. That wasn't face licking, and apparently Marchand likes to do this. He's done it several times.
Brad Marchand of the Boston Bruins.
Yeah, right.
He's a licker.
He licks people on the face.
Yes.
And this is
this is in the third period of hockey games when these guys got sweat rolling off
that's the
them
gross
like
part.
they're in a steam room.
I mean, I'll lick a guy's face, but he's got to be completely clean and no
dry.
beard.
I want him
right.
dry.
I don't want that playoff
I want to
beard.
be the guy applying the moisture.
Exactly.
I don't want to be licking other guys' moisture.
You know, I'm
over
so
here.
mad and frustrated, Ray, that I want to lick your face, but you got a playoff beard and you're smelly, so I'm not going to.
And it's we've played overtime about 3 different times. Yeah,
Well,
what a goofball.
this is hockey. It's giving these guys the willies. This is revolting. The world of hockey wants to get rid of this guy.
But it's been out there.
What's wrong with him?
He's been the loose cannon of the NHL for quite a while.
Really?
But he's fantastic. He's a great player, but he does goofy stuff. And but I didn't know about the licking until the last licking incident. I didn't know that he was a licker.
But see, he's doing
Is he a licker instead of a hitter, a puncher?
No. He's a tough guy. He'll take the cheap shot and let you take the cheap shot back and the whole deal. He's Kenny Linseman. He's a bleep disturber.
Yep.
But I don't think Kenny Linseman did any licking.
I don't think Kenny was a licker.
Look, I don't think he did.
But see,
any
he's
licker.
doing what I told my kids to do when they played hockey.
Lick somebody?
No, not lick, but be crazy. I said, Sophia, when you go in the corners, bark.
I think
at
maybe
someone.
that's it. It's like Tyson.
Bark.
Tyson, when he was getting his ass kicked by Holyfield, he couldn't stand the fact he bit the guy's ear. That would complete his animal reputation rather than, boy, did he get whipped, right?
Well, now the Bruins are out of it.
They're out of it in 5 by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Today, 5:03, we're going to talk to Tom Jones, the original Star Tribune Wild writer, who's down in Tampa and been there he went back home. He moved up here to cover the Wild, and after about 3 years, Mom said, No.
They have winter here.
We're going back to Tampa, honey. If you want to go with us, that's fine. And he left before right when the playoff run was starting.
Hockey is they're some of the most simple guys in professional sports. They don't know how to handle this. They're saying this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
They're struggling to come up with it.
What is Marchand? I haven't seen an explanation. He just doesn't say anything about it.
He said, people get close to me. Nothing big.
Right. So, in other words, stay away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
They're
get
not going to
near me.
go get in his face. He'll lick you.
I'm a licker.
Yeah. I think it's I think it's wonderful that it's hockey, because every other sport, everybody'd freak out, but it's great that it's hockey, because this is the toughest sport ever, and our number one scandal is no longer cross-checking a guy in the head, or boarding him in the outside chance he'll be paraplegic. It's licking.
Yep.
That's we're very upset.
The league said.
What do you think Don Cherry thinks about licking?
The league says Marchand has been put on notice that his actions are unacceptable and that similar behavior in the future will be dealt with through supplemental discipline. He could be fined or suspended by the NHL if he continues to lick players. All I'm going to say is there is absolutely no place in our game for that, Lightning coach John Cooper said. I don't get it. I don't understand it. How would you feel if I walked over to you right now and gave you one big lick? Right from the chin all the way up.
So, Rook,
there's just no place for that.
That's Cooper?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a great guy.
Rook, where would this fall on the scale of peach, prune, or alfalfa?
We might have to introduce a new one. I don't know. I thought there were only 3 type of, but that's a lick. It's not really a kiss.
Not a kiss.
No.
So that, I guess it's a different
Well,
division.
peach, prune, alfalfa, and NHL.
Yeah, right.
Or no, what's this guy's last name?
Marchand.
That's or the Marsh.
The Marsh.
Marchand.
The Marsh. You got peach, prune, alfalfa, and the Marsh.
Oh, he went Marsh on him.
He marshed him.
Marshed him.
Yeah.
Marshed him.
Yeah. Marshed him.
But it's been going on. Why
You
is
mean
this?
prior to the playoffs
Yes.
this was happening?
Yes, they said he's
been a licker
done
for a
this
long time.
occasionally.
Can you imagine the advanced scout going,
Look out
give us,
for a lick.
give
He
us
got
the
that
report
number
on
16,
Marchand.
and
Well,
on the
he's,
other team, he's a
and you
he
know
skates
what?
hard, but he'll lick
You
a
know
guy.
what? Your dad and my dad and that whole generation said when somebody lost a fight, they got licked.
Yep.
Right? They always got licked. He licked him.
Maybe
He licked
that's-
him.
Maybe that's what
Maybe
this
he's
is.
doing. Maybe he grew up with a dad saying, "Get out there and lick him," and he thought he didn't know it meant punch him. He thought they meant
He's playing it through his.
Yeah.
Dad told me to lick him. I'm going to do that.
yes.
Reavers.
Yes.
Go on the interwebs.
I'm on it.
and look up the origination of the term "he got licked" in a fight. As in, he got licked in a fight.
Yes.
See what they say
That
about it.
Didn't you hear that when
Of
you were
course.
growing up?
Oh,
He got
yeah,
licked.
he got licked.
Oh man, did
You need to give Google context when you
Whoops.
put he
Yeah.
got licked.
did Sugar Ray Robinson lick him? You know.
Well, I'd be curious now to the origination of the term. Boy, he got licked last night in that fight. He got licked.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know. I can't recall it being a scandal. I wish we had a Nebraska football fan out there though who could remind me of when Tony Davis kissed the guy at the Sugar Bowl, and the entire state of Nebraska was mortified.
Did you read about Bruno, the town dog that died? It was on the cover of the Star Tribune today. A dog up in Longville. Kenny, are you aware of Bruno, the town dog up in Longville, got killed?
Yeah, quite well.
Well, the reporter must not have known who she was talking to. It's Levi LaValle's
She had
dog.
no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Levi's dog,
Yeah.
and he just wanders around town.
It's a family dog.
family dog.
The dog wandered in like a stray cat one day, and so they took care of it and they tried to tie it down. The dog's having none of being tied down. And LaValle's live about 3-4 miles north of town, and every day the dog just takes off into town and
Comes
then
in and sees what's happening.
It's the town dog. We all had one when we were kids, and the dog just wanders the businesses, and then when his business for the day is done, he wanders back
His
home.
first stop was to the deli. He was no dummy.
Right, and he was in the hardware store. He was in all the stores in Longville.
Fulda, we had several of them in Fulda, including Fanny, my dog, who left, who decided she wasn't getting enough attention at our place, and she moved down to the
I
Petersons.
think I'm underappreciated
Yeah.
here.
I was going to say she didn't move to Slayton,
No,
did she?
and you drive by the house, it was only about 5 houses down the block. You'd ride by on your bike. She wouldn't even give you a nod. Like, she'd say, I'm done with you guys.
See you later.
We had a dog.
Mabel Peterson took a lot better care of her than we did.
We had a dog in town that if you had a truck and a tailgate down, if the dog was like on one edge of town, you'd pull over and go, "Hey, get in!" And she'd jump in the back and
Just
you'd
ride to wherever you were going.
Yeah, you'd bring her down to the feed mill where she belongs.
Reavers, when we come back, I bet you'll have that answer for us.
I'm looking. Yep, we'll have it.
I'm Rookie, you're going to have to take us to break, please.
Makes a fake like he's going back to third, and the guy makes the throw to first, and Maurer takes off and scores the tying run. They made the guy throw the third.
All right.
If the guy would have came up throwing immediately, Maurer wouldn't have been able to do that. They would have thrown him out at the plate, but the guy kind of hesitated because Molitor's first fake was, he could see out of the corner of his eye was, he's going to the plate, and then he made him flinch, and then he went back, and then he came
he's not the fastest thing, but he's a good base runner.
He's a terrific base runner. He is. He's a terrific base runner. What do we say about Lick?
Joe, the only thing I can find here is the origination apparently was used in fighting, where the guy got licked. And apparently it's because you would earn or obtain the money in some type of underhanded way.
That still doesn't matter.
But that's as deep as I can find.
All right. I got to do a little tribute here to a friend of our family. Bill Hanley died, lawyer. But my stepson Ryan and the 3 musketeers that ran with him, Tommy Hansen, Brendan Hanley, and Matt Zins were his buddies. And you know how when you're a kid and you got a group of people, there's always the one father you'll tell stuff to.
Yes.
That you'll share the info with. Yep. Bill, these guys were always up to something. And Bill knew what they were up to. The rest of us, they trusted Bill. They trusted Bill not to make a mountain out of a molehill, He
was basically their safety net in case something went wrong.
Sit around and BS with him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't accuse him of buying beer, but if they got some beer, I don't think he would have ratted them out, and I wouldn't have either, but the problem was Ryan didn't fully trust me not to tell his mother. He wasn't taking, even if there was a 10% chance, he wasn't taking it.
Right. Smart kid.
But Bill, you always kind of, if you tell Bill something, he'd say, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, those kids told me a long time ago.
Yeah. So Bill was a great guy, and he's had a lot of bad health lately. Big Benilde St. Margaret booster was on the board and that kind of stuff. And one of the churches over there, he was a big guy. And then Bill, he's also was my lawyer for some stuff, and he had a little office over there on Lowry Hill. There was a house, an old house he and his partner had, and Bill was one of those lawyers who knew exactly what was in every pile.
Was he the nutty professor that had
he was the guy, but it was not. Now, they might have computerized in later years, but when I was there, this was the pile for this, one of those old law offices that you saw in Gunsmoke or something like that. So.
How old was he?
A little younger than me, I'd guess, but he'd had a lot of health problems in recent years. So. His son Brendan, great guy, great buddy of the family, and 2 other kids and a bunch of grandkids, and great folks. But he's always like, I was thinking about that, how we all had that parent who, we can tell him stuff,
I'm trying to think if I had one of those.
Mm-hmm. Yours might have been Henry.
Maybe.
Would he ratted you out to marry Helen or not?
Oh, he probably would have.
By accident. Whoops. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. It's getting to be too long ago.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing. Do you want to be that dad? That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that's too much pressure. And I'm with Ryan. Trust no one. That's a smart kid right there.
Yeah.
He grew up to be successful, right? By not trusting anybody. Right. Smart.
That's good. Well, he trusted Bill, but Bill had nothing to do with it. He trusted Bill, but that was about it. So.
Have the Twins righted the ship?
Well, they got to play the Whiteys 3 in a row.
God, way awful.
The Whiteys worked hard to give them that run Maurer scored. The Whiteys really worked hard to give them that run, but Well, they're better than the Whiteys. We know that. Now they get the Cardinals the Cardinals last night are playing the Cubs on national TV. Started about 7, a little after. 14 innings plus 2 rain delays totaling 59 minutes. Wow. They finished about 10 minutes to 1, 5 minutes to 1. The Twins got to their hotel in St. Louis last night at 7:30. The Cardinals were playing 5.5 hours later, basically. I was in contact with Dustin Morris today, and he said they went over. He and Mike Herman, the traveling secretary, went over to the ballpark to see Coomer and a couple other guys, and then they came back and they got woken up at 5 minutes to 1 when Dexter Fowler hit the game-winning home run because they were near the ballpark, and the Cardinal fans who remained went
Twins
crazy.
bus to St. Louis?
No, God, no.
Why? It's nothing. It's 2 hours.
Yeah, well, it's about you go to Midway and you're probably there in about 20 minutes. So they prefer that. No, they
Chicago to St. Louis is 2 hours?
No, maybe
it's
a little longer. It's about 5.
Okay.
No, I don't think it's 5.
Did they bus?
I don't know. They've been known to bus from Milwaukee to Chicago, but not to St. Louis. No.
I would hope they would bus from Milwaukee to Chicago. It would take you longer to fly.
And I bet they're only going to get about 35,000 in St. Louis tonight for that game.
At least they're playing well, but they're beat to hell, man.
Yeah.
They got all kinds of injuries, including. Did you see what happened to the great catcher Yadier Molina?
The old Mike Parrott.
Molina.
Remember that?
Yeah, he had to undergo emergency surgery to put her all back together down there in the groinal area.
I think they took him out of his throat.
I like that we have to clarify that it's emergency surgery to that part of the body.
Really quick.
Yeah.
All surgery there should be considered emergency.
He's a Hall of Fame catcher. He's the best of the Molinas, but
Well, don't worry. It was just minor surgery.
He got hit right in the old 8th inning.
oh yeah. Wow.
His brother, what was his brother's quote?
Benji?
Yeah, he said something. He got up and walked slowly.
Not very fast.
Not very far.
Yeah, they say a month, but he won't be back in a month, I don't think.
That first time you try to crouch down to get ready to catch it, warm up a pitcher.
Yeah, that's not like going over and standing at first base.
Right.
When you become a catcher.
Well, how about the first time you try to go? I don't know. I think I'm good, Doc. I'm going to wait this one
I
out.
think if you get hit there, you don't ever go again.
Go what?
The bathroom.
Oh,
What the hell?
Go to the store.
What's
Go
wrong
to
with
bed.
you?
no, I thought you
Listen,
meant
we've all been in the hospital and had surgery when they said you have to go to the bathroom
Yes.
before you
Right.
can leave.
Yes.
And we've all gone in the bathroom and put sink water into
Right.
the something and
Many times.
and tried to yellow it up a
Right.
little bit.
Get a
and
little
said,
pack of
I'm
lemonade."
fine. Let me go home. We've all done that.
Yellow it up.
I got to yellow this.
I got my Wizinator.
I got a pack of yellow in my pocket.
Would you carry around a pack
Anybody
of
got a lemon cough drop I can throw in?
Extra large.
And to yellow this up.
We all have cheated on that. That's for
Sports Talk will
get
return.
4 drops and say pour a
good.
water in there.
Sports Talk will return shortly, but now thanks to our great friends in Owatonna, Minnesota at Federated Insurance, where it's their business to protect your business, and nobody does that better than Federated. It's Bruce Vail from the Wall Street Journal in Your Money Now.
You know, I was reading the other day that operation and surgery changed his personality quite a bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, teammates say he's a little testy.
Oh, my God.
We had some...
That's just dreadful.
No,
Sorry.
no.
All right, we had some...
No more. I'm calling the FCC. We're reporting you to the FCC.
All
That's
right,
it.
well, we had some small gains to start the week. Oil prices moved up above $70 a barrel for the first time since late 2014. Energy companies benefiting from that. The Dow Jones Industrial average up 94 points today to 24,357. The Nasdaq Composite rose 55 points, and the S&P 500 gained 9. Hormel Foods has been ranked 16th on the annual Corporate Responsibility Magazine 100 Best Corporate Citizens list. It's the 10th consecutive consecutive year, Hormel has been on that list, and the fourth time the company has been in the top 20. The roster recognizes the environmental, social, and governance performance of public companies across the U.S. Swiss food giant Nestle is paying more than $7 billion to Starbucks for the rights to market the company's products in retail and grocery stores around the world. Starbucks gets that big upfront payment and greater international expansion by plugging right into Nestle's global footprint. I'm Bruce Vail with Your Money Now on 1500 ESPN.
Okay, thank you very much, Bruce. We have construction drama here we need to deal with, so we're going to cut you loose. And your traffic here is sponsored by Wendy's, and I want to mention what's going on up in Champlin. It's a single lane now each way for 169 between 610 and the Mississippi, and life in the northbound lanes already sucking nose to tail from 610 up to the Mississippi. All right, a couple of traffic items here I wanted to mention but didn't have enough time. Of course, everybody's worried about this construction on 169 and the havoc that it's wreaking on your alternate routes. Right now, 169 northbound is parked between 610 and the river. Westbound 10 also very, very ugly. From the Foley Redneck bottleneck up to County 14. And this is just people seeking an alternate route. So far, 252 looks good, and 101 from Rogers up to Elk River also looks fine at this point, but that'll change.
Before we go to John, I would like to make a prediction on John.
Mm-hmm. John Haidt?
Yeah.
All right.
Uh-oh. I feel one of those random Tuesday or Wednesdays coming off. I get one of those random day offs. I kind of feel it, John.
He's kind of do, isn't he, Pat?
I got some yard work to do.
I kind of feel it coming up. Am I right or wrong?
I got to sweep the garage out.
I got to play guitar. I don't talk like that. What do you?
Yeah.
I actually had. It was a possibility, but it passed
almighty.
though. It passed though.
Okay.
It's not going to happen, but it was talked about.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
Well, tomorrow it might rain, so you don't want to take that off for yard work.
So you might maybe next week.
Okay. Oh yeah. I feel it coming.
Sooner or later.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to drive my wife to a job appointment.
I don't talk like that. Okay, sunny and 84 degrees, guys.
What a day, man alive. We need that sunroof studio. Come on.
Oh, this is too hot.
Yeah, Kenny and Reavers are already complaining it's too hot.
Where's the snow?
Oppressive.
Nobody in that room is complaining because it's too hot.
No, it's
because your nipples are
It's
frozen.
a meat locker in here right now.
Look at this. Cut glass. Huh? Give me some diamonds or give me some of the cut glass.
You can clean my teeth with those things.
Right. Come here. Just don't lick my face.
John Haidt.
Wow. How would you clean your teeth?
Might try to get to the
Watch
news
this.
any moment now.
Any minute.
Here, lean over here. Come over
There
here,
we
Matthew.
go. There's Johnny.
Twins in St. Louis to play the Cardinals tonight. 2-game series. Fernando Romero makes his second start for the Twins. Righty John Gant pitches for St. Louis. John Gant. He's 1-0 with a 0.
Yeah, Herbeck pulled him off the base, right?
That was Ron.
No.
Even I know that.
NBA playoff basketball on this very station this evening. Toronto tries to stay alive against the Cavaliers. 7 o'clock.
They aren't going to try too hard.
God.
They know it's over.
Yeah.
I like this, though. I think they might be so down on DeMar DeRozan that we could make a Wiggy for DeRozan trade. What do you think?
I don't know. Is that good?
Yes. Yes, it is. He can shoot.
Okay.
I'm spreading the rumor. I don't know if
Let's
anybody
try to
else.
get. Let's just try to get Harden. Okay, let's try to get that guy.
That won't happen.
No,
That won't happen. News notes from
Why
today.
does he have a no trade clause like Maurer used to have?
News notes from today. The Minnesota Department of Corrections confirms 4 offender fights at the correctional facility in Rush City on April 29th led to a lockdown of part or all of the facility. DOC spokesperson said 4 offenders were injured in the incidents, but there were no injuries to staff members. Motivation for the fights remains under investigation, and everything is back under
So,
control.
Johnny, in modern language, you're offenders rather than prisoners?
Apparently, yes, you're an offender. So, police say preliminary results show that that Grand Forks mother shot and killed her 3 children, then took her own life.
Wow.
Astra Volk and her children, 14-year-old Tyler Talmadge, 10-year-old Aiden Talmadge, and 6-year-old Adriana Talmadge, found dead in a rental home Thursday after a school asked police for a welfare check. Police said in a news release today that no additional suspects are being sought. Court records show Volk was divorced, had struggled to pay off medical bills. Volk's mom, Elizabeth Richards, urged people dealing with mental health issues to get help. Melania Trump this afternoon revealing her formal platform, Be Best. The comprehensive program will focus on three main points: well-being, fighting opioid abuse, and positivity on social media.
Platform for what, John?
Well, this is her thing.
All first ladies have
Like
a platform.
Michelle had to
It's
be.
her version of this is how we baseball.
Okay.
Be best.
She's told a Rose Garden audience this afternoon, as a mother and as First Lady, it concerns me that in today's fast-paced and ever-connected world, children can be less prepared to express or manage their emotions and oftentimes turn to forms of destructive or addictive behavior like bullying, drug addiction, or even suicide.
She didn't say anything about dumping the guy, did she?
Oh,
Okay. Nothing in there. Okay.
The platform pillars she revealed during her 10-minute speech in the White House Rose Garden included well-being, encompassing healthy living, as well as emotional health, opioid abuse, including bringing awareness to neonatal abstinence syndrome and emphasizing the importance of healthy pregnancy. One thing that, of course, is a bit of a lightning rod. Her last thing was cyberbullying and negativity. She said that should be tamped down on.
Yeah,
There's a
about
little
that.
problem there.
Yes.
Her husband has become a bit of a lightning rod, or perhaps one of
that
the
area.
most public and prolific offenders of name-calling on Twitter. Two bald eagles locked talons in a likely mating ritual needed the help of sheriff's deputies in western Wisconsin to be separated. Lesson in nature, doing what nature does, occurred Saturday along the Red Cedar Bike Trail just outside of Downsville, according
In
to
public?
Dunn County Sheriff's Office. Deputy Dennis Reed and Sergeant Scott McRoberts responded to the report that the eagles were on the ground near a barbed wire fence post. One of them got the talons disconnected, and one eagle flew away. The other eagle, however, was injured, taken to the University of Minnesota Raptor Center for treatment. Similar encounter occurred nearly 5 years ago to the day in Duluth, where two bald eagles got locked together by the talons in midair.
Do the chickens have large talons?
Eagles mate 10 months out of the year, according to the nonprofit Raptor Resource Project in Iowa.
Wait,
John, you're
define
kind of...
that.
Go ahead.
Define that. What do you mean? Every month?
10 months out of the year, so.
They mate?
So they're going at it for 12
okay.
months. What about...
And they run down to Marco Island the other 2 months.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was
Snowbirds,
wondering.
yeah. They're technically snowbirds.
I took a little country drive yesterday. I saw three. I saw one eagle sitting just on the road up in a tree. And then I saw Mom out there teaching a little one, flying around, circling around, teaching. It looked like she was teaching a little one how to catch a rat or some damn thing, how to catch a mouse.
You didn't have to drive in the country.
Oh, no, I know
Could
that.
have gone
I
to
was
Joe's
just-
house.
I
You
was
could have
just-
driven up and down River Boulevard.
I've been meaning to ask you about that big eagle's nest. You made reference to that curve on River Boulevard that's so covered with potholes. Have you seen the eagle's
Where
nest?
am I looking there?
You know the school there?
Yeah.
As you're going by the school, look up and to your left. There's a huge nest up in a tree. And usually there's one or two eagles hanging around in one of those trees next to the nest.
They're like
They're
chickens
squirrels,
now.
yeah.
They're all over
Millions
the
of
place,
them.
man.
Chickens.
You guys are giving away your make-a-move on the air.
Kenny, did you hear Joe's story about finding the dead fox?
Yeah, he found red fox in his basement.
On his residence?
In your house?
No,
outside the house.
outside.
Oh.
But what's really we liked about it was afterward a fella called, said he's been finding a lot of dead fox too, and he talked about caping them out. So
Yeah.
we found that amusing.
Caping them out.
Could you tell what it died from?
No.
Oh,
But this trapper called and said he's been finding a lot of dead red foxes.
really?
With puncture wounds, he said.
And the last words
Oh,
were,
interesting.
"You got to wash your."
So you're gonna take it to
Puncture wounds. So what? Explain that. Some
don't know.
some
I don't
other
know.
animals biting them.
I don't know.
But the coyote wouldn't leave them there.
I think
No,
the
they
coyote
killed
left
them
it
there.
there for storage.
At the very least, they rip their heads off and claim it.
This was intact.
Interesting.
Smelled to high heaven.
Yeah, they spray themselves to attract mates.
No, Kenny, it was dead. That's the smell. The
Oh, it was dead. It wasn't.
I give the
it
mayor
wasn't the
credit though
fox smell.
for going underneath the house to see what the hell was dead under there. That's not me, man.
You would have called your guy with the hatchet.
I would have called the guy, man. I
Kenny,
Wait,
there is video of this, Kennedy.
so it was in your house?
Under.
under.
outside
What
the
do you-
house
what do
under
you-
a kind of a deck
What do you live in a
situation.
trailer?
Yeah.
the hell?
Basically.
Speaking of mating, a study in Great Britain reveals millennials are waiting longer to have sex, with 1 in 8 still virgins at 26 years old, according to the new research.
By choice?
Probably
smart.
bad teeth.
Yeah, with hindsight.
It's just
I'd
too
say
much
that-
time in their parents'
that's-
basement playing vids.
No, that's just smart. That's what that is. It's smart.
The sharp rise in the number of young people waiting longer to have sex may be because of a, quote, fear of intimacy and the pressure of social media, according to the analysts who did the study.
Well, you don't have to announce it.
The Next Steps Project, the brainchild of the Department for Education, which is now managed by University College in London, has tracked 16,000 people born in 1989 to 1990 since they were the age of 14. Interviews conducted in 2016 as a follow-up discovered a rise in the number of millennials waiting longer to have sex compared to previous generations. Susanna Abbs, a psychoanalytic psychotherapist at the Balint Consultancy, said millennials have been brought up in a culture of hypersexuality, which has bred a fear of intimacy. The women are always ready for it, and the men are also always ready. That's daunting to young people who think they have to react the same way.
I have no idea what he just said.
Well, I mean,
drop of a hat.
for instance, social media or
Still doing Red Fox.
That's
back there.
because you're invisible, Joe. That's why. None of this matters to you.
No, it really is.
whenever they see sex on television or say in pornography, the people
They figure they can't live up to that standard.
That's
huh?
correct.
Oh,
They
okay.
can't live up to those.
Well, practice
Well,
makes
just think
perfect,
of all those,
kiddo.
just think of all those poor British gals when they see Meghan Markle. They must think, I got no shot, man.
I have one other sort of sports note to pass along. Justifies victory in Saturday's Kentucky
Yes!
Derby. It was worth $1.432 million to the horse's owners, and nearly as much to one Texas woman who picked 5 straight winners in races 8 through 12 at
Come
Churchill
on.
Downs.
Way to go, honey.
Woman from Austin, Texas, $18 pick 5 bet. She won $1.2 million.
That's fantastic.
You know what's even, I looked this up, you know what's even more impressive about Justify's victory? He's an orphan.
Oh,
His daddy died when he was 9 months old. Scat Daddy. Scat Daddy.
Sounds like a country song.
Wait,
Scat-
what? Scat Daddy?
Scat Daddy was his
That is,
daddy.
Gross.
That was his daddy. Was a very successful stud, and was only 11 years old, and he just got up one day and had a heart attack and died. So
Is the
Justify was an orphan.
He decided his work on Earth was done.
Yeah, that's right.
the horse that came over here from, was it the Middle East?
Mendelssohn. He was Scat
Is he
Daddy.
still running?
He was Scat Daddy's offspring
Oh,
too.
I did not
They
know
say
that.
those stud horses are canning apricots about 3 times a day.
Yes,
and
but
they
here's-
absolutely
I was reading
love
about
it.
Scat Daddy though, Kenny. He went to Australia in the winter for their breeding season.
Nice.
Stopped by Chile on the way home for
Sure.
their
Right, for a
breeding
little-
season, and then came back to Kentucky.
It's like
what a life!
A world tour of kink.
Yeah, right.
Equestrian kink.
You know, he only lived to be 11, but he had a good time.
That was a muddy track, wasn't it?
Oh man, it was, and that horse didn't have a drop on him. 'Cause
Why
he
why
ran.
has that fallen out of the cultural realm of this country? It's still a big day there.
Yeah, it is, and I imagine they had fairly decent ratings. But one thing they do is they make the pregame, the foreplay lasts for like 4 hours, and they tell you to turn it on at 5 o'clock, and they don't race till 6. Give me a 10-minute window as to when the race is.
Remember when
start.
the papers had the front page photo with the arrows pointing
Oh
with the
yes,
name of each
all
horse?
the time. Yeah.
I have a question about this winner, though. Was she a
He.
Oh, a he?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a woman.
I don't know.
The one that's
the
bet?
woman that won? Yeah,
No,
it was a woman.
Yeah, okay. The woman that won this bet, is she a horse betting aficionado, or is she a novice and she was just circling names and had no idea what she was doing? That's what I want to know.
We don't know
Because it's hard to predict a mutter. And you've got to be
that's
pretty
true.
smart
That's
to predict which horse is going to win on a rainy, sloppy day. And she's predicting both out on the track, the mud, and on the grass.
Well, this woman did not wish to be identified, so we don't know. No reporters were able to talk to her, although she did allow the manager at the track to take a picture with her. So perhaps they will identify her at some point.
Do we know what the ticket cost her, though?
$18.
That was it?
Yep.
Wow.
$1.2 million win on $18.
Patrick, the only place that I've truly, absolutely been happy in Las Vegas is in the horse book. Because you can go in there and play every track in the country, and you can just keep running to the window. It is
cheap.
so fun and exciting. And you make bets based on stupidity, and sometimes they come through big.
You know who the winner was? Mike Smith, Canterbury
from
guy
here.
from the 80s. Yeah.
Yep.
You guys remember Jim Baker, the televangelist?
Oh, heavens, yes.
Well, Jim's back at it. He suggests if you want to survive the end of days, the best thing you can do, buy one of his cabins in Missouri's Ozark Mountains.
Okay.
What do you mean by he's back at it, so to speak?
Back at the
selling
work.
his stuff.
Oh, okay. The work of the Lord. I got you.
And while you're at it, make sure you pick up 6 28-ounce extreme survival warfare water bottles for only $150.
Boy, I hope my mom doesn't get wind of this because she'd be all in on Jim Baker.
78-year-old Baker made comments promoting his new Morningside church community alongside his co-host and wife, Lori, on an episode of the Jim Baker Show
Is
last
Tammy
week.
Faye no longer with us?
She died. We lost
no,
Tammy
that's
Faye
too bad.
in, let's see, it's in the story
Was
here
she
somewhere.
Tammy Faye Baker?
Yeah.
Yes.
She died in 2007.
So this is wife number 2?
At least. Yeah.
The bride and I never missed it if we were both home like at 9. It was 9:30 in the morning, right? Jim and Tammy.
Yeah, it was on in the mornings.
Watched it every 2 years. We watched it every morning.
You love being told you're going straight to hell unless you send
just
money.
the yucks were great about her opening
gosh.
the envelopes from poor people with dollars in them, saying, "Oh, you're so kind.
This is my last
Yeah,
dollar.
Look at these pure pearl necklaces."
We had a lot of
Matilda-
yucks.
Baker, known for hosting the evangelical PTL club in the 70s and 80s that Pat used to watch. He did it until 87 when the Empire crashed down amid a sex scandal involving Jessica Hahn. She had told the Charlotte Observer last December Baker had manipulated her into having sex in a hotel room at the time. He was married to Tammy Faye. Baker then convicted in 1989 on 24 counts of wire and mail fraud and conspiracy. He served 5 years in a federal prison. Tammy Faye filed for divorce while he was in prison. She died in 2007. He's now surrounded by buckets of food and warfare water bottles in the Ozarks. He says he's preparing his viewers for
Was
the
it Tammy
apocalypse.
Faye from here?
Yes.
From Minnesota?
Yes, she is.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, didn't
Yeah, because they met at
meet up
Northwestern.
here at Northwestern.
Yeah.
They met up here where Billy Graham got his start, too, basically.
It's happened again, but this time with a little bit of a twist. In South Carolina, a man from Franklin, South Carolina, arrested and charged with operating while intoxicated Saturday behind the wheel of a lawnmower. This one, the twist here, the police received a complaint just after 5 p.m. because someone was upset that 46-year-old Barry Ridge had driven onto their yard and started mowing their grass.
He
I
wasn't
don't
done
know
yet.
of anybody who would complain about that.
He's being neighborly.
Well, the problem is he didn't finish. So he just took a couple quick turns around the grass. Then he headed on down the road toward downtown Franklin.
What if he was trying to write something in the lawn?
Giving him the uneven lawn. Yeah, that's
Yes.
the problem.
Officers said Ridge's eyes appeared glassy. He failed a breathalyzer. His blood alcohol level 0.18. This isn't the first time for Ridge either. He's been arrested before for driving his lawnmower while drunk. He was arrested in a Kroger parking lot in Marion County for operating the mower while intoxicated and causing a disturbance this past April. At that point, his Husky lawn tractor was impounded, but he was driving a different tractor this time around. He's still awaiting trial for the first arrest, and of course, he'll have to go to
Is
trial.
he
for
single,
this one,
John?
too.
I'm guessing he's a single. I'm guessing he's single.
There's a good chance, I'd say. A Colorado woman has been cited by police after a container of what appeared to be urine blew up as she was heating it in a microwave at 7-Eleven.
Sure.
Who doesn't do that?
You know what? Why not? That's where I go for all mine.
When I need to heat up urine, I go to a 7-Eleven.
Police say the incident.
It was tepid, huh? It just wasn't warm enough.
Was she trying to warm it up for a drug test?
Yes, she was. That's correct. Police say the incident occurred in the convenience store chain's Aurora location last week when the clerk heard a loud bang and saw 26-year-old Angelique Sanchez take a white plastic bottle out of the microwave. Police report says when confronted by the clerk, she wiped a yellow liquid that smelled like urine onto the floor and walked out. Police located Sanchez at a nearby clinic where she had planned to take a urinalysis test for a potential employer. The Denver woman was issued a summons for damaged property. She couldn't be reached.
She was a little worried that
why would heating it up do anything?
It's got to be between 90 and 100 degrees.
It probably wasn't hers, Josie, so she was trying to make it seem like it just came from
She
her.
also needed a whizzinator.
She might smoke a little reefer.
She bought some urine on the black market, and she needs to get a job as a bus driver. So, you know.
No experience necessary.
No experience necessary.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.